thank you all, and I'm thrilled to be here in Granite City with the incredible men and women of U.S. Steel. Great company, great company. And we love our steel workers, and our steel workers are going back to work in record numbers, you notice? We're here today to celebrate a great victory, a victory for all of you, for this community, and for our entire country. After years of shutdowns and cutbacks, today the blast furnace here in Granite City is blazing bright. Workers are back on the job, and we are once again pouring new American steel into the spine of our country. I want to thank Secretary Ross, who's here with us today, and Secretary Acosta. And they've been fighting for your jobs, for our jobs, for a long time. We're also joined by the three true friends of American steelworkers, Representative Mike Bost, Rodney Davis, and John Shimkus. Fellas, thank you very much. Thank you. They fight for you. I tell you what, those three people fight for you all the time. In fact, they fight so much that I sometimes say I don't want to take their call today. But they're with you all the way. Very special people, hardworking congressmen. I also want to thank the President and CEO of the United States Steel Corporation, David Barrett. David, thank you. And David actually gave me a couple of words when I walked in, and I said, you know what, David, I'd love you and Doug Matthews and some of the folks that you want to bring. If you want to bring anybody, come up here. I want to shake your hand. What a job you're doing. U.S. Steel is back. U.S. Steel is back. Get up here, David. That's great. I'd love you to say a few words and explain what's happened over the last 4 or 5 months with steel in the United States. Thanks, David.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you so much, Mr. President, and also a special thanks to Commerce Secretary Ross for the heavy lifting you've done, and Congressman, thank you so very much, and Dr. Navarro as well, so thank you. Give it up for them. It does indeed feel like a renaissance here for U.S. Steel. You know, the president's been in office really only a short time, but a lot has happened for our company because of the president. Thank you, sir. We have a lot of work to do. This is a company that was originally known as the Great Iconic Corporation back in 1901. We need to bring back that status. We need to make U.S. Steel great again. We are so fortunate to have this type of leadership at this point in time. We're so glad you're back, and I'm so glad you're back working safely. You know, we can do this. You know, we can have steel that's mined, melted, and made in the USA. In fact, that's exactly what this facility does. It gets the taconite pellets from our mining site in Minnesota. We get coal from Appalachia. We put it all together, and we're able to make this great steel, and you're back because of the policies that are in place, and we need to keep those policies in place. And with a president like this, we just know he will never blink.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you, David. It's been so hard to start the steel business back up. You know, this isn't like a regular business where if you don't have it, it's just fine. You need steel coming from our country. You need aluminum coming from right here in the USA. And we've got aluminum coming out good. We've got steel coming out beyond good. I think we can say that, David. And we have lots of other things happening. And we'll be talking about them as we go along. I want to introduce a very special person, a tremendous talent. Of course, I'm a little prejudiced because she's my daughter, Ivanka. I said, I'll bring you up, Ivanka. Done a great job. She loves this country, I can tell you that, folks. Honey, say a few words, please.
Thank you. Wow, it's great to be here in Illinois. One thing I can tell you is that this president and this administration loves its steelworkers. This president and this administration is fighting for each and every one of you, and it is an honor to be here. The economy is booming, steel is coming roaring back, and we're so incredibly proud of each and every one of you. And thank you to U.S. Steel for being here and for having us here. And thank you for this president for enabling it to happen. So thank you, Illinois. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, honey. Yeah, we've made a lot of improvement. A lot of things are happening. And together, we really are starting to live by two very important rules: buy American and hire American, right? Of course, in terms of a slogan, the greatest perhaps ever in the history of politics, make America great again. That's the best. That's the best. And in a couple of years, we changed that slogan, I hate to tell you this, to keep America great, because that's what's happening. Keep America great. So your hat will be a little bit obsolete, but that's okay. That's okay, because that's what's happening. We've never seen anything like going on right now. You're going to have very big numbers announced tomorrow. I don't know what they are, but a lot of big predictions. If I would have said it on the campaign trail, GDP numbers will be announced tomorrow sometime. I don't know what they are, but I think they're going to be terrific. You know, we took over, it was really low, and it was heading lower, a lot lower, and it was going to be there fast. And great things have happened. So whatever those numbers are, watch for them. Somebody actually predicted today 5.3. I don't think that's going to happen, 5.3. If it has a 4 in front of it, we're happy. If it has like a 3, but it's a 3.8, 3.9, 3.7, we're okay. But these are unthinkable numbers. If I would have used these numbers during the campaign, the fake news back there would have said he's exaggerating. Look at all those cameras. All those cameras. Every stop, I got all these cameras. This never happened to Obama. This never happened to Bush. This didn't happen. They just follow. They're dying to see us make a little bit of a mistake. They analyze every word. They say, did he say that? Could it have been? Did he say something positive about Russia? I think he loves Russia. Be nice to get along with Russia, but that's okay. But these people, they analyze every single word, and they follow us. And you know what? The good news is we can get the word out. We can get the word out. And the word that I get out is what's happened to steel in this country, Dave just said, over the last 6 months. Even though we've been here for a little more than a year and a half, but we really hit it big over the last 6 months with what we've done. They were dumping steel all over the country, dumping it like it was garbage. and they were putting all of you people out of work. Now you're making your own steel, and the United States is taking in billions of dollars, they never say that, and also jobs. And also, we're recreating a giant industry. We need steel. We need steel plants. And to see an old, big monster plant like this reopening, that is an honor. And I look at the faces of you people. I could be one of you. I could be one of you. I like you guys. I like you guys, I tell you. But I could be one of you. It's true. Looking around, all these good-looking people. It could be me, and I'd be happy if I was, because you're opening up plants all over the country. I think U.S. Steel is opening up 7 plants and expanding. They're taking areas that they never thought they'd see again in the big old plants. They have a little corner of a building, and now they're taking half the building and all of this giant building. It's a big difference, David. Thank you very much for doing a great job. You've been a great spokesman. And I know you're all proud to work at a company where the steel is, in fact, mined and melted and made in America. For more than a century, the workers here at Granite City Mill helped build the most powerful and prosperous nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. That's right. They poured the sweat from their brows and the love from their souls to support their families, and they love their country. We all love our country. But bad things were happening. 3 years ago, the flood of subsidized imports and the tidal wave of unfair trade targeting our steel industry and, frankly, lots of other industries. It finally caught up with Granite City Steel. Hundreds of workers were laid off. Your 2 beautiful blast furnaces were idled, and the lifeblood of this community was drained. Over the last 2 decades, nearly 2/3 of American raw steel companies went out of business. More than 1/3 of the steel jobs vanished. We need steel mills for national security. Remember that. This isn't just price. This isn't just, gee, we could do it for a little bit less. We need it for national security. Our steel towns became ghost towns. More than 70,000 hardworking Americans lost their jobs, their hope, and their way of life. You people know it better than anybody. Other countries cheated and broke the rules. They subsidized their industries. They targeted our factories, our workers, our countries. They went after our companies, and they stole our intellectual property like it never even belonged to us, like it wasn't our idea in the first place. Our trade deficit ballooned to $817 billion. Think of that. We lost $817 billion a year over the last number of years in trade. In other words, if we didn't trade, we'd save a hell of a lot of money. And our leaders said the only choice was economic surrender. They surrendered. And by the way, even the politicians in Washington, nobody wanted me to be doing what I'm doing. The country was doing well, but ultimately, it was going to be a very bad thing for our country. So I did it, and I did it when we were the strongest. We're having the best economy we've ever had in the history of our country. And this is the time. This is the time to, right. This is the time to straighten out the worst trade deals ever made by any country on earth ever in history. These deals were made by people, I don't know if they didn't understand or if they didn't care or if they didn't frankly love our country. But we have the worst trade deals ever made in history. but now they're becoming good again. We're here today because America never surrenders. We don't wave the white flag. We only wave the flag that we love. It's called red, white, and blue, and it's beautiful. America is fighting back, and we're winning. We're winning. Your two great congressmen, we talked about winning before. They came up to me and they said, you know, we've never seen anything like what's happening in this country. But nobody has, because it's never happened before what's happening with us right now. But this is a special industry to me. This is steel. This is steel. And we're watching this one closely. And it's going up, Dave, only up. For years, politicians, other than the three politicians with us today, these politicians ran for office pledging to crack down on unfair foreign trade, only to get elected, get into office, and then do absolutely nothing except let our country get ripped off. But I'm not like other politicians. I've never been a politician before. I only started 2.5 years ago, and I became president. How am I doing? Okay?